Python uses indentation to recognize a block of code. Here, these 4 lines have no indentation, that is, no spaces towards their left. But if you realize, under the while loop, there are 2 statements which have 4 spaces before them. This is indentation. In other programming languages, we typically use flower brackets for a block of code. But in Python, we don't need these flower brackets. We have to use mandatory indentation. 4 spaces to the left of a particular line of code is the most popular and most used indentation in Python because it has been used for a long time and by a huge community of Python developers. 4 spaces of indentation is typical. We don't have to worry about indentation because IDEs like PyDev, if you hit enter, automatically they will indent for you. But it is important for you to realize that you have to follow proper indentation in your code. You can have any number of spaces, but you should be consistent. If you give 1 space, then you should use the same indentation across your program. But the common practice and most used is 4 spaces to recognize or to separate out a block of code. So in other languages, indentation is just for prettying up our code for readability purposes. But in Python, indentation is mandatory to recognize a block of code, and 4 spaces is the typical indentation. IDEs like PyDev will automatically indent as soon as you hit enter. As you can see here, it adds 4 spaces for this particular while loop.